healing power of forgiveness. It's almost impossible to have only ideal relationships all along our life. We are human, and as human beings, sometimes we make mistakes. We may hurt others unwillingly or not, and be hurt by them. Sometimes our emotional wounds take years to heal. With time and without forgiveness, they may become even more real, transforming themselves into a physical disease. It constantly reminds us our trauma, which we refuse to let go, keeping it in our present. Instead of categorizing it as our past. In this way, we maintain our suffering, this burning flame which day by day consumes us from inside, disables our immune system, deprives us of positive emotions and of our ability to enjoy life. As well as we can't be focused on the past and the present at the same time, we can't suffer and enjoy life at the same time. Our inability to let go of our suffering enslaves us, making us exclusively stuck to it, and pay the price, sometimes a price of our life, for refusing to pardon. The only way to free ourselves of past traumas and heal our wounds, which will initiate our disease's healing at the same time, is to forgive. Forgive those who hurt you in the past, those who did something wrong, or those who didn't do what they should have done. If you take a decision not to forgive, you make a choice to pay by your health for this. As long as you keep feeling resentment, as long as just the thought about it hurts you. In this case, you have to assume your choice. But maybe you realize that it's time to forgive. Nevertheless, you don't know how to do it, how to get rid of your suffering. Pardon comes with understanding. When you are able to comprehend what was behind the behavior of those who hurt you, pardon comes easily. We are not wholly flawless people. We are all products of our past, our education, our relationships. Our parents, our partners, friends, and other people surrounding us are also the result of what we inherited and experienced in life, including their traumas, their emotional wounds caused by others, and their suffering. because we are not responsible for them and for what happened to them. But we can't expect them to be perfect. It would be ideal if everybody, including our parents and grandparents, teachers, neighbors, friends, partners, should do their psychotherapy before educating our generations or entering in contact with our people. But our society is not yet on this level of evolution. All we can do is to start by ourselves, trying to understand others and pardoning them, to let us heal and to stop spreading suffering around us. Because people who have been hurt tend to hurt in response. So those who hurt you were hurt also by somebody else in the past. Even if it's impossible to analyze all existing cases in this lecture, I will give you some common examples. A lot of people suffer because they didn't receive enough love from their parents. They don't realize that so often these parents didn't receive love from their own parents either. So they never learned how to love and express love. So it's difficult to expect from others to do something they don't know. A lot of people feel physically or symbolically abandoned by one of their parents. They don't understand that often either this parent was immature and unable to take the responsibility for his or her child, never became an adult, still an eternal child, unprepared to play a role of a parent, or didn't have enough material resources to assume his role, or his or her mind and heart were blurred by alcohol or a drug, or he or she couldn't manage a difficult relationship with a former partner and felt unable to keep a good relationship with a child while being in conflict with a second parent. Cases are different, but always are the possible reasons why his parent behaved in this way. There is always a reason. In any case, what is important to understand here is that the abandoning behavior of this parent has nothing to have with his or her child, but only with his or her own life story. If it happened, it's not because this child doesn't deserve love, but because this parent was unable to give love or express it in an appropriate way. In our case, is a sexual abuse by a relative, a neighbor, a stranger, which could seem impossible to forgive. If it's your case, you should know that most rapists were also previously sexually abused, as well as parents or relatives committing sexual abuse on their children or great children. Were usually also victims of incest in their own families. They assimilated it as a normal behavior, because they never could give a meaning to what happened to them, staying under the influence of their own abuser, and never did any therapy to overcome their traumas, to change their mind settings, which were confused by this abuse and psychological manipulation. Some people suffer because they were betrayed by their partner. It's important to understand the reasons why this partner behaved in this way. Most of them betray because they don't feel loved and understood in their couple. Some do it to raise their self-esteem, or to feel still young, undesired, especially if they feel threatened by an advancing age, or their self-confidence falls because of professional problems, for example. For some, a betrayal is an anti-stress pill, a means to escape from an unpleasant reality. And only for one group of people who constantly needs to please and receive proofs of being loved, betrayal is a way of being. Only in this last case, you can't do anything to prevent it. In all other cases, if you improve your relationship with your partner, bringing into it more understanding, more love and attention, and sexual connection, betrayals can be avoided. If it happened in your past relationships, you can analyze why it occurred. Either your partner was malfunctioning because of his or her narcissistic disorder, or an absence of values, and in this case it's not your responsibility. Or your relationship was not fulfilling, and in this case both were responsible for not having worked on it. In any case, try to understand and let go. Some people suffer because they feel used or manipulated by others. They should realize that people who prefer to manipulate others are afraid to be engaged in a healthy relationship. So they prefer to stay in control, using manipulation as a power tool. But even if they get some profits in this way, finally they lose much more. A chance to experience real love, sincere friendship, and shared happiness. Some people suffer because they feel rejected by someone they love, or by a large public. They suffer because their self-esteem depends on love and acceptance by others. In other words, they give to others the right to decide whether they are worthy or not of being loved and respected. What they should understand is that ours' reaction is not representative of their worth, but of these people's own story, their self-satisfaction and self-esteem. Satisfied, confident people tend to appreciate others, whatever are their flaws, while unsatisfied, unhappy people are easily jealous of others' success, talents, achievements, and they may tend to punish them by their rejection, because this inner dissatisfaction and jealousy make them unable to appreciate others who seem superior to them. What is important to understand in all these cases? To pardon them is not to justify their acts and to give them right to go on behaving in this way. To pardon is to acknowledge that they have their reasons to behave that way. They are also victims of their past, victims of other victims. They are poor people who were unable to overcome their traumas and complexes, and who adopted a model of those who hurt them, of their aggressors, who had been also victims of their own aggressors, and so on. While hurting others, in this case, they search for justice, but in a wrong way. While hurting others, they want others to feel what they felt and try to make others acknowledge their suffering. While hurting others, they may try to take power over them without understanding that instead they manifest their need for power. While hurting others, they may act simply by fear of being hurt again, using it as a self-protection. Try to understand the person who hurt you. Try to forgive him or her. Forgiveness, it's not a gift for this person. It's a gift for you. It's a gift of freedom. When you pardon, you let go of your past. You are free to live your present and future. It's a gift of love for you, because you deserve to fully live your life and be happy instead of suffering. It's a gift of health for you, because when you forgive, you get rid of what triggered your disease and let your immune system work better and defend you more efficiently. Close your eyes and imagine this person. Go back to his or her past and see how this person became who she or he is. What initiated this behavior? When you find it, exhale with all your lungs, like this. Give him or her back what you want to give back. Focus on this place in your body where you felt hurt before. Imagine that you are taking out a kind of weapon or something else which was inside, and you destroy it now, completely and definitely. Take out all negative energy from this place and your whole body and exhale. Feel how it's leaving you and is disappearing somewhere far from you. Let your past wounds heal now. Imagine your energy that you invested in this person or this situation. Take it back, cleanse it, and reintegrate. When it's clean, inhale it. The connection between both of you is weakening now. Imagine this person begging your pardon. What do you do? You have a choice. You can cut completely your connection or rebuild a new healthy connection. Choose what is better for you and do it now. If you had several situations or several people who hurt you in the past, repeat all this with each situation or each person. Of course, it's difficult to enumerate and analyze here all possible situations which may hurt people, especially personally you. If you think that your situation is different and needs a special attention, you may need and ask for a one-on-one consultation with me, and I will help you to find your freedom through forgiveness in your life.